of fairies and princesses? Then you've come to the right place. Welcome to Disney Coast to Coast.
Hey folks, and welcome to Disney Coast to Coast, the ultimate unofficial Disney fan podcast. I'm Jeff DePaoli.
And I'm Patrick Dougal.
And Patrick Dougal.
That's me.
We have hit...
One year.
46 weeks in a row. We have had brand new episodes.
It's a lot.
That's a lot of episodes.
What's that? 23 hours?
Sure.
Give or take if we hit 30-minute mark.
Actually, over that. We usually hit over.
You can spend a whole 24 hours listening to Disney Coast to Coast.
It's true, and frankly, if you're traveling for the holidays, load up your iPhones and iPods and all that stuff with all of our episodes, and you can catch up.
Yeah.
That's like an awesome way to spend your traveling hours.
There you go.
Awesome.
Anywho,
so we've hit our season 1 finale. Congratulations to us.
Yay.
It's quite a milestone, but don't worry, we'll be back for season 2. We'll tell you all about it at the end of the episode. But shall we just jump in right now with Frozen of the Week?
Yeah, let's do it.
This being the season finale, I feel like we need a Frozen of the Week theme song. It's been a while.
It's Frozen News of the Week.
Woo!
Ding, ding.
Ding, ding. Nice.
All sound effects, you know.
I like it. So, what is our Frozen News of the Week, Patrick?
Well, we had a Christmas Day parade taping out at the Walt Disney World at Magic Kingdom. And of course, because it's a Frozen celebration Christmas parade now, or whatever they're calling it, right?
Yeah.
Frozen Christmas celebration parade.
It's a Frozen, something
spectacular snowiness.
and Frozenosity, and
yeah. So, of course, the highlight of the parade there is Anna, Elsa, Kristoff, Olaf. They're all there, and apparently in the Christmas Day parade taping, Elsa freezes all of Main Street, and of course we couldn't see it with the naked eye on camera yet.
Nope.
But you will see it on the 25th.
Yes, on Christmas Day, when you watch it on TV, they will have added special effects. Have there been any videos leaked on YouTube of her doing her thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's probably
great.
Very silly.
But the best part is the crowd reaction. Because
they're like,
ooh.
It's so cold.
But yeah, of course, the Frozen characters are the highlight of the Christmas Day parade there. We have Olaf doing a little tap number down Main Street.
Nice.
And, of course, some of the celebrity performances. You can't have a Frozen Christmas Day parade taping without someone singing Let It Go.
Very true.
So, who do we have singing Let It Go this year?
Lexi Walker.
Yeah, if you don't know who that is, she was, it's almost like a YouTube sensation cover of Let It Go. It was one of the highest viewed covers. It was the African cover, and I think it wound up on the Today Show and everything. So she will be singing that. I think last year was Demi Lovato who sang the pop version.
Yeah, did they sing Let It Go last year? Oh, okay.
I think it was Demi Lovato. She sang the pop version of the song,
which was supposed to become the famous version of the song. It didn't.
Yeah.
I still wonder how angry she must be. She's like,
hey, that's still a good deal. I mean, she sings it at her concerts. I know. So
does she?
Yeah. So
okay.
she got that good song of it. But yeah. So. Lots of Frozen Christmas Day parade taping.
Yes, tons of Frozen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, since this is what the season 1 finale, we're going to be gone for about 4 weeks. Come back mid-January on January 14th. And during that hiatus, we will be posting Frozen of the Week on our Tumblr page. Because frankly, I don't want our first episode of season 2 to be all about Frozen.
What?
Playing catch-up. This was week 20. Of Frozen of the Week. So almost half of our episodes have had Frozen of the Week. And frankly, we were talking...
I'm sure we talked about Frozen all the times before we even introduced Frozen of the Week.
Yeah, exactly. So that was week 20 for weeks 21 through 24, I believe it will be. Check out our Tumblr page. It's just disneycoasttocoast.tumblr.com. And if you can't find it there, just go to disneycoasttocoast.com to find it. So that's fun stuff. I also want to mention before we jump into other things, we had a contest, Patrick.
We did.
And we had quite a few entries, and we have a winner.
We do?
Yes. Her name is Marissa. And Marissa, thank you for listening. And we will be sending off your prize if this is your first time listening. Basically, it was a official program from Disney's Hunchback of Notre Dame, the musical, signed by the fabulous Patrick Page, who we interviewed and you can hear in a previous episode. But guess what, Patrick?
What?
We have more programs signed by Patrick Page.
So exciting.
So you can still win if you didn't this time.
Wait, how do I enter?
You can go to DisneyCoastToCoast.com and click on the contest tab, and the rules will be there.
Great. I'm going to enter right after this episode.
Excellent. So,
wait,
yes.
Can I win one?
You're not eligible. Neither am I.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, we're not
But
even...
you guys are.
Yep. So yeah, if you missed it this time, don't even worry. There's more to win. And other than that, I think we're just going to jump into today's main topic.
Awesome.
What are we doing today, Patrick?
Well, if you've been with us since the start, our very first episode at the beginning of 2014 was about what we were looking forward to this year in the Disney community, whether theme parks, movies, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to look back and to see if our expectations were met or some surprises that we found in store this year.
Yeah.
But to refresh, I think we should kind of tell them what we were most looking forward to in 2014.
Yeah, my list consisted of my top 3 things I was looking most forward to in 2014 was Aladdin on Broadway, as well as the Saving Mr. Saving Mr. Banks Blu-ray coming out, as well as Into the Woods.
Ooh.
That was my list.
Mine was the Seven Dwarfs Mines Train in New Fantasyland at Magic Kingdom, the premiere Festival of Fantasy at Magic Kingdom, and Maleficent.
Nice. So, let's, why don't you start with one?
Alright, well... I'm gonna start with Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Okay.
Seven Dwarfs Mine Train opened this year. As I wanted to love it so much, I was underwhelmed, and I think that was due to the length of the ride.
That's what I hear from most people. In fact, my sister went recently, and that was like the first thing she said was it was really short.
Yeah, the length of the ride, and then looking back at it, the amount of time they spent building it. For the, I think it was 4 years they were having this in plan. It doesn't seem like a ride that took 4 years to build.
I do feel like, and I'm curious if you agree or not, but I do feel like sometimes certain Disney attractions are built more for the facade than for the actual attraction. Like, hey, this will look really cool as you enter Fantasyland.
Yes.
I think an opposite example of that would be like the Tower of Terror. You've got that awesome curb appeal, but then an amazing attraction inside. Sometimes I feel like the curb appeal is better than the actual attraction. And it sounds
I can see that, yeah.
I have not experienced Seven Dwarfs Mine Train yet, but from what I've been hearing, that's what it sounds like.
No, don't get me wrong. I don't hate the ride. I mean, I'd go on it, but it's just not what I was hoping it was going to be.
Now, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to you or if we've ever talked about this, but I have heard... So we all know about the new technology or newish technology used for the Seven Dwarfs with the animated faces and such in the animatronics. I've heard Elsa, that's her work for the Maelstrom takeover.
Great. I'd love to see that.
Yeah. So it sounds like probably most animatronics in the future, at least the animated characters, are going to have those interior projection faces. But I've been hearing, yes, for sure, Elsa happening. So
I mean, yeah, the best part of that ride is the indoor mine section.
Yeah, and yeah, I think it's kind of cool though, how it's like roller coastery and then slows down at points too, so you can experience. Because I kept wondering about that. They were talking about like these amazing animatronics. I'm like, if you're on a roller coaster, you're just going right by.
It's a roller coaster / dark ride.
Yeah, so that's cool. So that was your one of your things on your list. Mine was Aladdin on Broadway. Now I still have not seen it on Broadway, but of course it has opened. I've listened to the recording. I've seen many videos on it. I, once again, from what I've seen, underwhelmed. Part of the reason I haven't gone to New York to see it is because I don't think it's worth the trip, just that show. In fact, I'm going home to the East Coast for Christmas, and, I often take a trip to New York City to see a show I really want, like Newsies or something. I'm not going this year because it just underwhelms me from what I've seen. It kind of, to be honest, it reminds me a lot of what we have here at Disney California Adventure. If you listen to our past episode about Hunchback of Notre Dame, I went on and on about Disney theatricals really taking risks and making things much more artistic than the actual films are. From what I've seen of Aladdin, it looks, I don't want to say it's a theme park show. It's certainly not, but it looks more like that than some of their other musicals.
Yeah, I can see that.
So from what I've seen of it, underwhelmed. I would love to actually still see it, and I will at some point, and perhaps they'll surprise me. That would be fantastic. I do remember when The Lion King came out, I was like, how is that going to work? That is a terrible idea. I was like, that is not possible to make that good on stage. And then, of course, I saw it, and I was like, literally tearing up in the first number.
Yeah.
So,
and now it's one of like the longest running.
Yeah, what's it at, like 17 or 18 years at this point?
Crazy.
It was my first Broadway show. It's incredible. But yeah, so Aladdin was on my list for the first episode. Of course, folks, if you want, go back to the first episode. All of our episodes are available online, so go back and listen to our excitement for these things in episode 101. What was next on your list?
The next thing on my list was Maleficent.
Mm-hmm.
Again, underwhelmed. I think all of our things I was expecting so much.
I think, yeah, that happens a lot.
Yeah, but again, I didn't hate the movie.
Nope.
But I didn't love it.
I think I actually liked that movie more than I expected to, but I didn't have super high hopes for it. Whereas
I just remember seeing the previews from D23 and then seeing they released like the first curse scene, and I was like, oh, it's so good.
It's still the best scene in the movie.
Yeah, the curse scene, like if you show me just that, then the movie's amazing.
Yeah.
But as a whole, it's an okay movie.
It's an okay movie. I don't own... Here's how I kind of judge whether or not I really love a movie. Am I going to buy the Blu-ray? I don't own the Maleficent Blu-ray. Neither do you.
Nope.
But it's a good movie. I think. Do you think Cinderella will be better?
We'll see.
We'll see in 2015. So Maleficent was on your list. Going movies-wise, again, Saving Mr. Banks, the Blu-ray, was something I was looking really forward to because I love Saving Mr. Banks. Fantastic movie. Of course, it was released in the winter or December 2013, so it already came out. So I had high hopes for the Blu-ray. Being a Disney history nerd, I was like, okay, this movie's all about Disney history. It's going to be loaded with special features about the history of Mary Poppins and Walt Disney and such. I think loaded was an overstatement. Unfortunately, had less. This is such a bummer episode.
We're like all underwhelmed.
Ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, we will be talking about things that were super exciting to us in 2014 in just a moment after we get through our list of what we thought was going to excite us. But yeah, I know it's good Blu-ray. It's got some nice little featurettes, but it's got nothing like super feature length, documentary or anything like that. So that was a little bit bummer. But at least I got the movie.
Yeah.
That movie I do own on Blu-ray.
There you go.
Yes. Next on your list.
Next on my list was Festival of Fantasy.
Well, here's a high note. Okay, cool.
Yes. Actually, I had really, really high hopes for Festival of Fantasy, and they exceeded them. I was really, 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 really happy with Festival of Fantasy, but we'll talk more about Festival of Fantasy after yours.
Oh, okay. We want to talk about that later. Okay. Well, my third thing was Into the Woods, which, of course, I actually was surprised that was one of my top three when I went back to listen to episode 101. Surprised and not surprised because I'm obsessed with the musical, but surprised that I was thinking that far ahead, to be honest. I still haven't seen it yet, but of course I've seen a lot more of it than I had earlier this year. From what I've seen, I'm really excited. The only thing I think that's going to disappoint me are the vocals. I think I'm just going to be like, oh god, they should have gotten Broadway people to do this instead of stars. But as far as what I can see storytelling-wise and visually and orchestrations especially, I'm super excited. I'm supposed to go this Thursday night and have an amazing experience seeing it, so I should see it early, but I haven't seen it yet.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm very excited, and of course I won't be able to talk about it for like a month, which is really, really upsetting. So follow us on Twitter and stuff so you know what I think of Into the Woods. But yeah, I'm still super excited for Into the Woods, and actually, if you remember, it's one of the things I was looking most forward to, but also extremely concerned about. Much less concerned than I was in January or February of this year. Much, much less concerned.
Cool. Well, that was our list of what we were looking most forward to in 2014. Now, the things that actually surprised us and the highlights of the year.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why I want to hold out Festival of Fantasy, because it actually made it on my highlight list for 2014. I was looking most excited for Festival of Fantasy, and I think it exceeded my expectations and made it on my highlight list. I think it's a great parade from what we used to have in terms of Dream Come True parades all through for like 11 years.
That was a long-running parade.
11 years we got just a different format of the same parade.
I actually would love to go back and see how many different titles they gave that parade. It was so funny because it would be the same parade and then slap a new coat of paint on a float and call it a different parade.
So Festival of Fantasy was a huge deal. Since it's a brand new parade, brand new floats, brand new music, I think it will be probably one of their longest running parades.
Oh, I'm going to assume that thing's going to run a long time. And now, differently from Disneyland, you in Orlando, they actually have that parade during the holidays as well,
yes.
Correct? And how about like that week during Christmas?
The week of Christmas, they run the Christmas parade.
Okay.
However, to see the Christmas parade on a regular basis, they only do it during Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party.
Okay. So it's running much longer. So is it worth the aggravation that it's caused for some people of the Christmas decorations? Not is that a good give and take there? Is it all right?
Yes, I will take Festival of Fantasy over Christmas decorations any day.
Okay.
It's probably one of my favorite parades I've seen.
How many times do you think you've seen it now? Because I remember there was a point you were seeing it multiple times a week.
Oh, I've probably seen it 10 times.
I was gonna guess 20, but okay.
No. I've probably seen it about 10 times. A lot of times when I went to go see it, it actually got rained out.
Oh, really?
So I would go to see it.
Oh, I forgot that happens in Orlando.
Yeah, but there have been a couple of times if you look up where it'll start pouring in the middle of the parade, and it's like, oh, can't do anything now. Yeah. And they double the speed of the float, so it's just like
really, that's
zipping
funny.
down Main Street.
I was going to actually say, when you said I've seen it 10 times, that's in person. How many times have you seen it on YouTube?
I've seen it a couple of times on YouTube. Actually, my alarm tone to wake up is the Festival of Fantasy theme song.
Oh, you know what my ringtone is now? It's Illuminations.
Oh, there you
go. When I got a new phone, I retired Newsies and made it Illuminations.
Nice.
Yeah. Anywho, that was completely off topic.
So that was one of my highlights for 2014, Festival of Fantasy.
Awesome. One of my highlights was something that I was shocked at how much fun I had doing, and that was Legends of Frontierland at Disneyland. I think we can both agree. That was literally something we were checking out so that we could talk about it on Disney Coast to Coast. That's all that we wanted to do. And we had so much fun.
I think we liked it so much because we went in not knowing a thing and the lowest expectations for just a little interactive game in Frontierland.
Yeah, so much fun. It was ridiculous. It was just great, and I hope it comes back
in some form. I'm gonna
in some form, and it is interesting because we did go back and play more than once, and I think we had the perfect first day.
Yeah, I think generally the first time you played it.
But not only that, it's not only was it our first experience, I think it was also a good size amount of people in the park that day. I think the cast that was playing that day was a really great cast. So I think we kind of
lucked out.
Yeah, we hit it really nicely that first time, and I think we played a couple times after that. Second time, there was one day where it was just so crowded, that it was kind of oh god. And I think my favorite activity, actually, the two favorite activities within Legends of Frontierland. One of them was standing at the entrance of Frontierland in a big line, waving to everybody, welcoming everybody to Frontierland. That was kind of awesome.
That was hilarious.
And can you think what my second one might have been?
I have no idea.
when we had to give the horses a walk.
Oh, god.
That was awesome.
We literally walked around Frontierland with one of those stick horses. And we're getting up! Yep. And people got the weirdest looks by people who had no clue what Legends of Frontierland was.
That's what I think was kind of fun about it, was because there were, obviously normal park goers who like had no idea what was really happening. And like you said, we had those toy horses that you stick between your legs as a child, and we were walking around Frontierland. God, I wish we had video of that.
That was great.
That was awesome.
Legends of Frontierland was really fun. It was like just like a live action role playing game.
Yeah.
God, we're nerds.
Mm-hmm. But there were people way nerdier than us. Way nerdier than us. It was, but it was awesome. Anywho, what's next on your list?
Another thing on my list was, it was kind of not a specific event, but specific to me. It was my first time experiencing Halloween over here at Disneyland, and I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it. It's very different from Magic Kingdom, where in order to experience anything Halloween, you have to buy a Not So Scary ticket. And it's nice to come to Disneyland. It's just part of the normal day.
But you've kind of found that in general, haven't you? Not just with Halloween.
Yeah, with like just all seasons.
Yeah.
But Halloween specifically, because it's my first time riding Goat's Galaxy, first time doing Haunted Mansion Holiday.
Yeah.
All the characters were just out in their overlays, and they're different overlaid costumes and some in Magic Kingdom. So I love characters. I love seeing all that. I loved it.
Yeah. It's fun.
The Conjurer. Did you end up doing?
I never ended up doing The Conjuring of the Villain, and I never have in years past either, because it's always a long line.
Yeah, it was only the second year of it.
Okay, I do remember it. Yeah, I guess it was only 1 year then that I'm remembering.
But yeah, I did it about 3 times.
Okay, 3 different villains?
No, 2 different. Okay. One I got the same, and I just like walked out.
And there's no way of knowing, right?
No, that's the only down part of it, is like you can,
because it's like a 45-minute wait or something.
Yeah, I went on like a quieter day when it was like 20, but yeah, Disneyland's Halloween, it was really a highlight for me.
I love the decorate. I love the way that they decorate for Halloween. I've been saying for a long time, it's so sad to me that like we have 3 holidays clumped so close together in the year, because you know, as soon as Halloween ends, actually during Halloween, they're already putting snow on the castle and stuff. And it's such a bummer that we can't just, like, enjoy that moment. And even for Thanksgiving, enjoy that autumn look. But I completely understand. You got to start Christmas, because people go crazy for Christmas at Disneyland.
Yeah.
Speaking of, oh my God, this past weekend, oh God, what was it? Yeah, the other day, mobbed. Just mobbed. It's crazy. Anywho, something I think we're both absolutely thrilled with this past year. Me a little more so, but Hunchback of Notre Dame, the musical. I gotta say, absolutely. I know this was pretty recent, but absolutely positively one of the highlights of my year.
Oh, yeah.
I won't go too much into it since we just spoke about it a few episodes back, but my lordy.
It was better than Aladdin?
I still haven't seen Aladdin, but absolutely. But I will say, I had higher hopes. The way that you had extremely high hopes for Festival of Fantasy, I had equally, if not more, for Hunchback of Notre Dame. I've wanted to see it for so long. And it just didn't disappoint. And to me, that's really impressive, to walk into something with super high expectations and then walk out being blown away. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I can't wait for it to get to Broadway.
Cool.
Yeah. Anyway, something else that you looked
at? One of my last highlights for this year was actually the 24-hour day I experienced it over at Magic Kingdom.
And I did it at Disneyland.
Yeah, and this was the Rock Your Disney Side Heroes and Villains. I think I had so much fun with it because it was one of those events where they let you dress up besides the hard ticket events. So my friend and I dressed up as Anna and Kristoff, although we had a couple problems. I think we talked about this before, where with cast members, how do I put this? Where a park tells you, hey, you can dress up, but don't dress up too good because you'll cause a scene. I can't. The only way I can think around this, and we've discussed this briefly, and you're like, oh, the cosplayers will not have it. I think the only compromise there is that if you're in a costume that they feel is too good and, you know, affects their company somehow, is if you wear a button saying you're a cosplayer. Yeah.
I just feel like that's the compromise, but you're saying the cosplayers will have a fit.
And, like the hardcore ones.
Yeah. Would you have a fit?
No.
Are you sure?
I'd put it on my bag or something.
Yeah. So, I mean, I understand where they're coming from, but at the same time, I completely disagree with them. Because I'm like, you're inviting people to do this. And the thing that was even more annoying is when you told me, like, their official blog was taking photos of you for their site. Oh, it's all right for their site, but they don't want, guests taking pictures with you. I think that's ridiculous. And I would rather them say no costumes.
Yeah,
frankly.
exactly. Anyway, besides that whole ordeal, the event itself was one of my highlights because I know at Disneyland over here those events are crazy because everyone's a local.
Yeah.
And the place gets mobbed.
Yeah, you camp out essentially the night before to get in, which is why I was so surprised when you're like, "Oh, I'm showing up at like 7 a.m. or whatever." I'm like, we're camping out at midnight, to get into these things here, and you're just strolling in the morning.
Yeah, so thankfully Orlando's more of a touristy area. I mean, they're still locals. It still was a pretty popular event, but I thought the event was great. I thought more so the night portion because I think the same thing with yours.
I was only there for the night, really.
Okay, but I knew they had most of the heroes were out during the day, and then that night there was the villains.
I feel like yours had a lot more characters than
a lot.
ours.
We actually had a villains pre-parade. They brought out some crazy srandom characters. I know Meg and Hades came out, which is very rare over at Walt Disney World. But they had Stromboli from Pinocchio, and they had just really, really, really random characters, which I thought was awesome. I got my picture with Pain and Panic.
Oh, okay.
That was fun.
It's so funny how, first of all, I'm always curious where these, really rare characters are hanging out.
Yeah.
I'd love to visit that warehouse and just be like, oh my god.
We still have
Yeah,
this?
Seriously. That's gotta be a fun job. Was Marie out that night?
I'm sure she was. No, not at night. During the day, she's a hero. Come on.
Oh, okay. Marie during the day. Oh,
anyway, to me, the event itself exceeded my expectations in terms of usually Walt Disney World events are subpar to Disneyland's.
Really? Do you think so?
In terms of free things? Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Now I know what you're saying.
Yes. I.e. the Long Lost Friends Week.
Mm-hmm.
Disneyland's was amazing. They brought out pretty much anyone you ever wanted, including face characters.
How sad were you that week?
I was the saddest person.
You're I want to fly to California.
We're gonna bring out all these random John Smith came out and and Walt Disney was we're gonna bring out the Three Little Pigs who you've probably seen last week, but
now how and why did that even happen? This whole Long Lost Friends thing,
that was part of the limited time magic.
Oh, okay.
This was back
limited time magic was awesome.
For you, for Disneyland, it was awesome.
I liked it when they had the Dapper Dan sing boy band music.
That was
awesome. I loved
anyway,
it.
that was
too long ago.
That was another campaign. We're on Rock Your Disney side.
Sorry.
Here. But yeah, it's exciting to see an event that actually was better than California's.
Nice.
So that's why it was a highlight for me.
Cool. I think that pretty much hits everything that we were looking forward to and were surprised by for 2014. Obviously, there's tons of stuff coming up for 2015. We'll be talking about it in the season premiere of season 2 of Disney Coast to Coast. Some things to look forward to, though, while we're off the air. Ladies and gentlemen, not only is December 25th the fabulous day because it's Christmas, it's also the day that Into the Woods is finally gifted to all of us and gets released in theaters nationwide.
Cool.
I'm so excited. Are you going to go to the El Capitan to see it?
No.
No?
I don't think they don't have a... Yeah,
it depends on the pre-show.
It's costumes.
Oh, it's just a costume. Okay, they're not doing a pre-show.
No.
That's a bummer. It's a musical. Hello, have a performance.
Yeah, if they did something cool, I would go, but...
Costumes are already there, actually.
So
interesting. So yes, Into the Woods on December 25th. And something we haven't really spoken about, but we've actually seen already, Gallivant is premiering on ABC January 4th. If you're not familiar with Gallivant, it is a TV show. It's a musical, and the music is by Alan Menken. And they have some awesome guest stars coming up. See, Ricky Gervais is going to be on it.
I haven't seen any of them.
Oh yeah, the commercials are showing all the guest stars they're having, and I'm blanking on some of the others. But yeah, so that premieres January 4th.
We'll talk about
it. Yeah, we saw it a long time ago,
Yeah.
but we'll talk about it in season 2. So those, keep your eye out for those and don't miss them. Make sure you watch them. So when you listen to season 2, you'll know what we're talking about. It'll be fun. And beyond that, shall we jump into trivia?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. First of all, actually, before we jump into trivia, I do want to mention one of our listeners named Isaac actually corrected me or us from last week's trivia.
Okay.
If you remember the question about
the track?
No, it was about the year that Grauman's Chinese opened. Okay. So apparently, the truth is Grauman's Chinese opened in 1927. That was the actual year that it opened. But at Walt Disney World, at the Hollywood Studios, their theater, they say, opened in 1928. Not only to equal the amount of track, which is 1,928 feet, but also the year that Mickey was born, 1928.
Got it.
So the actual real Grauman's Chinese was 1927.
Okay, so they like fudged the truth.
They fudged the truth in order to really, honestly, it doesn't matter because who's even paying attention to that other than us?
Yeah.
but yes, we had a little correction, so I did want to mention that before we move on to trivia. So why don't you hit me with a question?
Cool. Last trivia 2014. Gonna make it pretty easy.
Okay.
So this year, we actually did not have a Pixar movie.
Oh, goodness.
And 2015, we're getting 2 of them.
Okay.
Do you know the 2 we're getting?
We're getting Inside Out, and we're getting Finding Dory was pushed. It's not Finding Dory. Oh goodness! Wait a sec. It's not The Good Dinosaur, is it?
It is.
Okay. It's that one. The date keeps changing on me. I can't keep it straight.
Yeah, November.
I'm looking very forward to The Good Dinosaur. I know it's had its problems, but if you mention dinosaurs, I'm pretty excited. Yeah. Like, it doesn't really matter.
So yeah, we didn't get one this year, but we'll get 2 next year.
Yeah, there's
and of course the trailer for Inside Out just came out, so pretty exciting stuff.
Should be cool. My trivia, I don't think it's too difficult, but it's kind of interesting. But in any case, we've been talking a lot about Disney theatricals lately, which, of course, I love. But other than Hunchback, which is getting ready for Broadway, there is another show. It actually opened in summer of 2013 in the West End in London. And it's Disney theatricals, and it sounds like it's heading to Broadway. No idea? Based on a movie, but not an animated movie. And, not a musical.
Oh, but it's Disney.
It's Disney. So I think it would be like a touchstone picture, probably. No idea?
I have no idea.
Shakespeare in Love.
Ah.
Which I'm really excited
I've heard
about.
this.
I'm super... Actually, I'm going to be quite honest. Shakespeare in Love is what made me a Shakespeare fan. Because before I saw Shakespeare, my English teacher in high school made me watch it. And it was just like kind of opened my eyes to like... I never thought about people seeing Shakespeare for the first time before I saw that movie. Just because it's just always existed to us. Mm-hmm. And that movie... when that audience was watching Romeo and Juliet for the very first time, and that reaction of like, oh my God, I was like, oh yeah, somebody did experience that. Somebody saw Romeo and Juliet not knowing how it was going to end. And I had never thought about that before. I think it's cool.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm not a huge fan of straight plays, but seems interesting.
I think it sounds good. The other Disney straight play that they did, or it was a play with music, not a musical, was, oh God, I'm blanking. The Peter and the Starcatcher.
Yes.
Which was so good.
Yeah.
Like, that one actually blew me away. I was very surprised at how much that one emotionally affected me. It was really good. But, yeah, so hopefully Shakespeare in Love will be heading to Broadway. There's talks of it. So, it's kind of cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. So that's, like, wrapping it up for 2014, which makes me sad.
Put a little bow on it.
Yeah, tie a little bow. Just a reminder, we're back Wednesday, January 14th, 2015, with the season premiere of Season 2 of Disney Coast to Coast. We're going to have some changes, folks. If you're not subscribed on YouTube yet, I suggest you do so now. And other than that, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on Tumblr. That's where you can kind of keep up with us during this hiatus. Those will still be active, even though we're not recording episodes. And Facebook as well, if I didn't mention that. So I think that's going to do it. Anything else?
No.
Patrick, this has been like so much fun.
1 year.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm going to miss it these next few weeks, but I think we need a little break before we jump into season 2.
Yeah. Of course, it's a holiday season, so everyone have happy holidays.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays, happy everything.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. And stay safe during the holiday season.
and stay magical.
Magical. Yay! Bye, guys.
See
Thanks
you
for
later.
listening.
See you in 2015. You can cut that.
Thanks for listening to Disney Coast to Coast. Have a magical day.